some of the strengths that I have, I believe I'm creative, generally speaking. I'm creative in all aspects, in managing my space, in talking to people. I would not shy away from trying something different. That's why I say I believe I'm creative. Something else is that I'm a bit sensitive, and that goes back to my personality. It's a personality of INFP. INFP personalities are feelers, they empathize, that type of thing. They are introverts, and it has its ups and downs, let me just say. However, because I'm conscious about that and because of the information that I've had on the same, that has really made a difference. It has opened me up to knowing my strengths and my weaknesses, so I try to compensate the same. So I would also encourage anyone out there who's not read about personalities to look up for Tim LaHaye's Why You Act the Way You Do. So something to look out for. It's really well detailed and it has different personalities, so you will get to know even about your partner, you will get to know about your children, your siblings, your co-workers. It's a real eye-opener. And besides that, I'm sure there are so many other books on the same topic of personalities. I'm considerate, it's a strength. I consider what other people say. At some point it was taken too far, and now I had to start having a bit of balance, because unfortunately, if people notice you really care about them, or you are that type of person they can always run to or depend on, they can overdo things, and it just reaches a point you just have to make boundaries on the same. You can't be there for everyone all at the same time. It's not practical, because at some point it will crash. Something else, I consider myself very smart. I know I may not be an A student or a doctor or anything, but I believe I'm fairly smart in my ways, and it's because I invest a lot in reading. I'm that type of person who, besides reading, I would go for self-development. I learn easily from others around, and I'm not I don't choose sources of learning. I can even learn from somebody in a very random place. I don't only limit my learning to school or to a coursework, or I believe I'm a student of life. I learn from whatever source, and I'm always eager, and I ask questions a lot around. I'm a curious person, so it really helps me to open up and expose my mind to different people, different cultures, different ways of doing things. I also like to pay attention to details. If somebody would ask me for a report, that person would really need time to go through, because I would put all the nitty-gritty details, and it would be pages upon pages upon pages upon pages. Or if it is a proposal I'm writing and you've asked me to do the drafting, you just be prepared for all the info in this world, because I go into too much detail. And so the feedback I got from all those people I have interacted, or who have seen how too much I can give in details, is that I should just try and summarize things. So I'll try my best, even with the Golden Life Show, to summarize things, because if I do a research, I can go a bit overboard. I'll now go to my weaknesses, the ones I'm comfortable sharing. First weakness is I'm easily distracted. Um, Initially, it was because of trying to make everyone happy. So I'm doing something for myself, and then somebody comes, oh, unaweza nisaidia kufanya what? And I'm like, oh, it's okay, let me help you do this, blah, blah, blah. Then I stopped doing what I was doing to try and fix somebody else's issue. And then by the end of the day, I don't really have much to show for myself. So that was something that I just learned along the way to say no, and it has made a difference. And I now see progress even for myself, because you can imagine how you start a project, you stop, go to somebody else's, then yours is stuck. I can't continue like that. Let's just say adulting has changed my perspective, and so I have finally started to stop being distracted. At least I can manage to finish one thing at a time. Another weakness is I'm a bit shy. As I mentioned earlier, it goes back to an introvert's personality. It goes back to an upbringing of being alone for long, and my consolation was animals, books, and there are few adults around me. So I was not a very bubbly person, or the type who would want to be at the center of attention. So I'm learning to work on that. Weakness number 3, indifferent. I'm the type of person who is not easily excited. I'm not easily angered. So you are just saying a point, and I'm there thinking, oh, okay. And you're wondering, so what does okay mean? For me, it takes time to move me, unless it's something very personal. I sometimes come across as indifferent, unfortunately. Indifferent because for so long I didn't want to bother myself with things that I didn't have control. At some point I figured I cannot fix the whole world, so I went into a mechanism of protecting myself. So that meant I don't expect too much, I don't invest so much, and for some time it worked. Another weakness is I'm a big dreamer. I'm telling you. Sometimes I even wonder, how will I ever achieve the dreams that I have if we are all struggling towards something? So there is nothing wrong with aiming so high, such that even if you don't necessarily hit that, you will be at least somewhere close to that, as opposed to having no dreams whatsoever. And let me just tell you, sometimes life will surprise you, and the things you dreamt of will be taken care of by somebody totally different. Some other weakness of mine is I was very competitive. I would feel like I just have to be among the top. I have to be among the top. So anything we will do, I would be comparing. So what else did so and so do? What else did so and so do? Or how did so and so perform? But I noticed along the way as well that there is room for everyone. I read this book of First Things First by Stephen Covey. First things first. That's when you realize that it's not all about others. It's all about you and what you want, what you desire, what is your purpose. It has nothing to do with others at all. And that thing helped me a lot. I have stopped comparing as before. I don't really have that pressure as I used to. So I just celebrate people now. I try my best to support where I can, and I don't expect too much from others though, because everyone has different priorities in life. That's it. I hope you've gotten to know me, and that helps you to know where I'm coming from, or how I am as a person, and to have an idea of who is this lady calling herself Gloria.